What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. This one is going to be a new little series I want to do on my channel where I'm basically testing out different products for you guys that you guys can put in the comments below. But today I'm testing out some alienation tires. These have been making the rounds on the internet. A bunch of riders have actually had the chance to test these out, but I haven't seen anybody test them out in the tubeless form. Right now I have them on my bike, and I put them on my bike early because the bike shop isn't open yet and I need to be able to pick up some sealant and some valve stems to be able to make this tubeless compatible. But before we get started, I want to showcase how tight of a setup this is. These come in 2.4. Now it's pretty tight on my frame. Let me show you. That's the clearance I have in my fork right there. It's not a bad thing actually to have clearance that's pretty tight like that, because when you do foot jams, you don't want your shoe to get sucked between the tire and the fork itself. It'll really hurt your foot. So a nice wide tire in the front is definitely good. Now in the back, it can get to be a little bit more difficult because not all frames are made the same. They don't have the same geometry. They don't have the same wishbone in the back. So let me show you this. It's a little bit tighter here, but I do have good brake clearance. And there she is in the back. She is snug. And a lot of you car guys might like how tucked this is. That's really close for me. I probably could add a chain link. Adding a chain link will actually make the wheel come further away from that section. I probably won't have any rubbing issues. So I might do that after this video is done. But before we get to the bike shop, I want to ride this setup. I want to see what it feels like because I don't know how that's actually going to go. I've only ridden that type of setup on my mountain bike. I'm not too sure how it's going to take to high stress, high impact. And don't worry, because in this video, I'm going to explain how this all works on different rim setups. I also brought different tire setups to show you the differences between these tires and previous sets of tires I've run in the past. Guys, 2 tricks in right now. It's like 100 degrees out, 10 a.m. Sweating. 2 tricks in. There's like a cast iron beam here. It's a railroad tie. It's kind of curved. I'm gonna double tire it, manual, to a Bubka sliders. These tires are actually prototypes. They're actually a little bit lighter than what the production model is, a little bit thinner of a sidewall, and this will be a good test for them. I want to put it out there. That trick's actually pretty hard on a quarter pipe that's curved like this. I don't know if you can really tell either. It's really steep for how low the transition is. And all in all, these little grippies that are in here have been kind of interesting. They're super smooth when you're riding on them. Like, they make like a nice noise. I don't know how to explain it. Like, there's no roughness to it, but they're definitely grippy. I mean, I just did that slider there and I thought I was going to catch and fall backwards on my back. All right, the bike shop is open. We're gonna go head over there now. Hopefully they'll be able to help me out and get this tubeless setup going. We can go to the next skate park and finish sweating out the rest of the day. It's gonna get hotter and hotter. All right, we are back from the bike shop. So I was gonna have them do this at the bike shop because I've never done it before, but they were backed up and booked. So we are gonna try to tackle this myself and try to do it. I do have a mountain bike. I've never actually done this on my mountain bike as well. So this is gonna be a little bit of a learning curve for me, and hopefully it all works out first go. I have 2 canisters of the sealant for each tire, and I also have those 2 valve stems that you saw. All right, so I'm gonna show you what the rims look like since I have an extra set next to me. They're identical to the ones I run right now, except they don't have a bunch of paint on them. All right, as you can see right there where the red arrows are, that is the little canal that the tire actually anchors onto. Usually with a regular tire, there's like a little anchor underneath the sidewall that would hold on the tire. So on these, there's like a much sturdier method to really keep that seal real tight. As you can see, the same thing with the front one there. It's a nice tight seal. And yeah, the differences between these rims is pretty crazy, and they're so light and strong. I've been running Alienation rims for about 11 years. I rode for them for a number of years, had signature products through them, and have been standing by them ever since. These products are hands down my favorite and most reliable products on my bike. The rims have never let me down. The tires are a new addition, and here's one of the first batches of tires that they started to come out with back when I was riding for the team. This is called the Alienation Graffiti tire. Look at that tread pattern. Pretty aggressive. It's actually really nice and still pretty nice to today's standards. This is a 2.2. Give you an idea, it's a 2.4 on my bike right now. This tire is about 11 years old and still in the wrapping. Let me know if you guys want me to open this up and do maybe a 11-year review / test. That would be pretty interesting. Another tire setup I used to always run is this Maxxis Grifter tire. It is a foldable design, pretty light, solid. Yeah, this was always a back tire that I would run on a regular basis. And this is the front tire setup that I would run with that Maxxis Grifter. This is the Maxxis Riser, another foldable tire. Nice and fat. I think this one right here is a 2.3, so I used to run a 2.2 in the back and a 2.3 in the front. Yeah, it was just a different time in BMX, and running two different tires has always kind of been a thing of mine until the next setup I'm about to show you. This is the Claw Mirage tire. This is a 2.35. This is as wide of a tire as I actually have ever run until today with the Alienation tire. This also is the first time I've really run the same tire front and back. Never had a problem with this tire. Usually stood by them until today. I'm gonna switch it out and see how long I can run these Alienations for. But Alienation wasn't the first one to do a 2.4 wide tire. Premium bikes, this tire is about 11 or 12 years old, 2.4, ahead of its time, foldable design, and I don't think a lot of people in BMX ran this tire at the time, but yeah, it holds true that maybe they were the first ones to do a really fat tire design back in the day. So with that canal I was talking about, you actually have to like put your foot on the tire itself, and I usually pull up on the rim and it'll pop it off of that that little seal in that canal like that, and that'll at least get it started. That goes to show how sealed this setup is, and yeah, I think we probably won't have any problems with it. Let's get the other side. There we go. Yeah, it's not as easy as your other most common tires that are out there. You know, you kind of have to really work it to be able to get it off of the rim because it's such a tight fit. Alright, taking the tire completely off, and I'm going to replace this tape job. As you can see, it wasn't good on my behalf. Alright, the original tape is out of the rim, and I'm going to do the cheaper way. There is a specific tubeless tape that you can use in the rim, but I saw like a cheating method where people use Gorilla Tape. As long as you cut it to the width of this little canal that it sits in, we should be good to go. Get a nice tight fit in there. I'll do a slight overlap here at the end, just so that I know it stays sealed. Run my finger tight through, make sure all of the spoke holes are sealed. There's nowhere for air to seep through. Alright, now that I have that tape on, the next step would be to put this valve stem on, and yeah, this is my first time doing this. This is going to be a slow process. I'll try to speed through it for you guys, but I want to make sure I do it right. Goes through this little hole here. Nice tight fit. There is a rubber seal on it, so as you tighten down this little nut on here, this little fastener, it should pull it tighter and tighter and keep a nice good seal for us. So I'll pull that down as I tighten. So this is where it gets interesting from what I've seen. There's two different methods. You can either pour this entire tube into the tire and then seal it on there, or you can seal the tire on there and then squirt this through the actual valve core. After a little bit of time of thinking, I am actually going to just pour it into the tire. It could be a little bit messy, like some people say it's a little bit messy to, you know, as you're sealing it, but yeah, I think we'll be fine. One container per tire is what I was told. Hopefully I wasn't misinformed, but that's one whole container. This is going to be kind of a process to see what we can do here. There it is. I was thinking that I could just use a regular pump on here, but you can't. You need to do like a fast acting, boom, big burst of air. So since I've got this all installed, I'm going to do the back on right now. We're going to go to the bike shop and do it over there because I'm pretty sure that they'll just fill it up for me since I don't have to actually have them do this whole process. All right, we're at Glasgow Skate Park right now, new setup, and I'm gonna try this bad boy out. I'm kind of nervous. It had to, you know, put a little bit of air in here before we ended up doing it, but it ended up seating really well, and we have a whole crew right here. Look at this, whole squad, family of 12, legit family of 12 right now at the skate park. Yeah, big family. Birthday today? That was good to see people out here. Usually when I'm out here, there's nobody here, so this is nice for me. Yep. All right, so these tires are really, really grippy. Feels kind of weird having no tube though. What I mean by that is there's no rotational weight. The Tubeless tubes, you know, got rid of a lot of that, but these make it to where there's absolutely none. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I want everybody in the comments right now to say happy birthday to you. All right?
Guess what?
Chicken butt.
You tried to do a tail whip.
And she's flat. All right, guys, that is going to be it for today as far as the tubeless setup. I'm going to fix it and I'm going to ride it again tomorrow at my buddy Shane's house in his backyard. But I got some specs for the tire that I want to talk to you guys about. It will be coming in black with gray sidewalls and gray with black sidewalls this summer, and the production will be 60 psi. Right now I think it's at like 80 or 85. They will retail for about $40, and so far I love them. I think I'm gonna put tubes in them and run tubes from here on out. But the tubeless compatible part is a pretty neat feature. Not too sure how many riders are actually gonna be doing that here in the future, but I love the options. If you guys have any other suggestions for future videos or like future parts you want me to review, put them in the comments. I will buy them, and after I'm done with them, I will give them away in that video. So yeah, drop those comments on the video. If you guys have any other suggestions for future videos, you know what to do. Put them in the comments. If you guys like this video, drop a like. If you love it, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one.